Hello YouTube Nation, this is Tony Charay. Now, yesterday I was over in Denton, Texas. Saw the Buc-ee's there. Went over to the Fort Worth one. I didn't stop at it, but I seen it from the so I saw that Buc-ee's at Fort Worth, Texas. So tonight I'm staying overnight at Amarillo, Texas over here. And I've never done this before, but you can see I'm actually shooting a Buc-ee's in total darkness. I got people over here. I want to get people way over here, but I'm up over Amarillo, Texas over here. You see all the gas islands. This is going to be a shorter video. I'm trying to get them shorter, but hey, you know how it is when you go Buc-ee's. Go Buc-ee's or go home, I always say. But anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of a tour of a Buc-ee's at nighttime, see what kind of people come out. And it looks like there are people out. It's already after 10 o'clock, it's 10:05. See the ice over here? Of course, you've seen that in my other videos, you know, the ice coolers on the outside. But if you look over here, and look at the freaking cars parked over here at this freaking Buc-ee's over here. Now, there are not very many of them at the gas island at this particular time of night. But holy cow. I mean, it's just amazing, man. And I'm coming up on the Beaver over here, the Amarillo, Texas one. Let's see if there's a little bit of difference. Yeah, they kind of make them just a little bit different, you know. Of course, there's the Amarillo Buc-ee right there. Good. And the gentleman over here, he just kind of just taking in the whole entire sights of it all. I was actually going to come in there, but it's after 10 o'clock, so they all want everybody using the same entrance. And I'm alright with that. If you're alright with that, I'm alright with that. And I think everybody's alright with that. So, you see the ice still here. You know, 16 pounds for $1.99. Yay, alright. And you can just see cars and cars and cars and cars. A lot of people here at 10 o'clock at night. I don't think this place ever really goes dead. Maybe during the winter months, maybe. After about 11 o'clock, it kind of dies down just a little bit. But they keep putting these things over on the interstates. And what happens is you get a lot of interstate traffic. Now, the last Buc-ee's I went to didn't have the smokers. Now, these are actually some really decent smokers. You know, for $4.98. Let me take a look at the construction on these here. You can see there's actually good quality, thick metal. There's not a flimsy metal. Really good smokers, actually, for the price. So, yeah, you know, if you got the money, come over to Buc-ee's, get you a grill. They didn't have them at the Denton location. I guess they don't barbecue, I guess, in Denton, Texas. More deer corn, of course. Gotta feed it deer. Young gentleman in front of me over there just got to have his Buc-ee's on, just like everybody else, man. And of course, we're just going to go on here, check it out. Yeah, this is a little bit bigger than the one I was in over at Denton, Texas by a long shot. Of course, you've seen that on my video yesterday. They have the 4th of July stuff. A young lady over here, she's busy getting it all stocked up. As you can see, they got some housewares and some spices and stuff like that. Books and stuff like that. They do a pretty good job of actually kind of getting some people in here for some different things. Like over here, different wine presses and different wine dispensers and whiskey towers and stuff like that. You know, may actually have to pick up one someday when I'm down here. Might do that tomorrow whenever me and my brother. Wine glasses, so we can kind of be a little bit more sophisticated, I guess. And I got the Buc-ee's and regular. We got some regular type T-shirts. Lilo USA stuff. Got some youth stuff over here. Candles. Good stuff over here, actually. Buc-ee's. More Buc-ee stuff over here. And of course, you have your different Buc-ee's, Texas, Cowboy. Yes. A lot of Buc-ee stuff. Of course, charging stuff. And I've been over the stuff over there before, so I don't really need to go over that again. I'm going to come over here. Swim trunks and swim things for the women. Who knows, man? All this cool stuff here, just too much cool, too much cool. Yeah. Onesies and baby stuff over here. More swimwear. A little bit more stuff over here than they had at the Buc-ee's. Like I said, clothing-wise. Hawaiian t-shirts. That's a pretty cool looking one. Yeah. Like I say, I went kind of through the stuff yesterday of all the different varieties of jerky they have. This one here hasn't changed any at all, so I'm going to just not rattle them off. I just want to see if there's any kind of difference. And some more of your classic Buc-ee stuff, more Buc-ee's. Buc-ee goes to school. Oh, they have even the books too, you know. Of course, I showed you all the dang freaking drink dispensers yesterday. No sense of getting too involved in that. I do like this Buc-ee's because they have it's bigger. They actually have a dedicated sweets over here. Fudge and stuff like that. Just a little bit more bigger, so they got more room to work with. You have to realize sometimes some of these places don't give you all that much room to work with. Cities and stuff like that. Alright, I'll finish up over here. You see right over there? I'm going to finish up over in that way over there. Of course, your checkout. Most everybody gets a nice little welcome. Say, hey, you're here, I'm here. Let's go. And let's go. Alright. And of course, they had the same thing over at the other Buc-ee's that I showed you, but I just want to show it again. You know, they got all their different Buc-ee's type one-off things over here, like quail eggs and, you know, okra, jalapenos, garlic, pickled garlic. I don't know, man. I like my garlic just kind of plain, you know, but if they think I need it pickled, well, maybe I'll go ahead and get it pickled someday. I don't know. But yeah, that's all that. Of course, they got their jalapeno jelly, they got their apple butter, and they got their regular jellies. Let's kind of give it a slow little pan over here. Of course, they got the stuff that they had over at the other ones. They got the gummies, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to really go over that. No sense of treading that. Yeah, yep. So, come over here, of course, they have their rubs. I've actually tried a couple of their rubs. They actually have pretty decent rubs. Barbecue sauces and more rubs. I'll give you a little hint about rubs. If you want to kick up a really good flavor profile in fried chicken, try one of them barbecue rubs actually for a spice. Really good. Just putting that out there. My brother did that a couple weeks ago. I was really surprised. I really enjoyed it. But anyway, getting back to the Buc-ee's here. Same thing, you know, they got the cups over here, and they got some more stuff over here. Got popcorn over here. Sweet and savory mix. Classic. Peanuts, pecans, coated peanuts. More cashews, milk chocolate cashews. Might actually be pretty good. I might actually get some of them tomorrow when I come in with my brother. Alright. Got your phone holder right there. I think my brother gave me one of them a long time ago. More Buc-ee's. Now it used to be, I haven't seen it so much on this trip, but they used to have Buc-ee's merchandise like t-shirts and stuff like that just for that particular store, but I haven't seen it on this one. Maybe they just kind of figured it's kind of best just to kind of homogenize things, but it happens. Of course, you got your wine. Alright. Of course, there's the same stuff that I had yesterday. You know, the convenience store, David stuff. You got your smoked sausages, your teriyakis. More stuff over here. Got your Texas Roundup over here, like you did over there, with your puddings and your sandwiches. A little bit more of an expanded view of it than what I've seen at the, a little bit more bigger, I should say.
Wow, look at the Southwest Vegas.
All right. Last thing we need to do is go over to the hot section over here. As you can see, they're kind of winding it down over here. This is a little bit later in the evening. You know, you got your smoked meats. Hello.
How you doing, sir?
How we doing today?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
They are kind of winding it down. Yeah, I don't see, haven't heard the fresh brisket on the board, but it is, well, as you can see on my watch, it's after 10 o'clock, you know. You got your turkey sandwiches. Of course, the same stuff I showed you yesterday at the other Buc-ee's. Green meat sandwiches, sausage, brisket, turkey. Yeah. You can see they're trying to get their supplies dwindled down a little bit. Hey, how we doing? Hey, don't mind people in my videos. They liven it up a little bit. And I'm right, you know, about that. I don't mind people showing up in my videos. Yeah. me. And I think I'm pretty well done with this Buc-ee's here. I think I showed you pretty well everything I'm going to show you. A little bit shorter of a video than I'm used to, but oh well, that's all right.